The glass shattered against my dress before the sting of her words could. Red liquid streamed down the pristine white lace I had painstakingly chosen. Gasps filled the room. The music faltered. And there she was, my sister, a smile on her face, holding the empty glass like a trophy. "Here's to the family fraud in white," she sneered. My mother rushed to her, gripping her arm, whispering frantic apologies. "She didn't mean it," she pleaded. My father didn't speak. His eyes wandered, as if the shame he felt could be hidden in his silence. I didn't scream. I didn't even wipe the wine from my dress. I simply smiled, raised my glass to the guests, and pretended nothing had happened because I already knew the reckoning that was coming their way. That night, while others danced under the glittering lights, I sat alone in the bridal suite, laptop open in front of me, the wedding dress, still stained, draped across the chair. My hands didn't shake. My mind was clear, cold, and determined. I froze the family account, not the one I shared with my husband. That one was untouched. No, this was the family fund, the one I'd been contributing to for years, without question. My sister's tuition, my parents' vacations, the endless emergencies, all siphoned from me. They'd always treated me like the golden goose. They didn't realize I had teeth. I hadn't always been their enemy. Growing up, I chased their approval, desperately. Straight A's, scholarships, internships. I worked to earn their praise like a dog desperate for scraps. My sister, though, never had to work for their love. She stumbled, failed, and threw tantrums, and they handed her everything. When she wrecked her car, I paid for repairs. When she failed a semester, I paid for summer classes. When she complained about her future, I paid for therapy she never bothered to attend. And when she got into that prestigious university, I was once again the bank they turned to. "You'll help, won't you? It's family." I quietly wired the tuition. Always quietly. But love rots when it's one-sided. Loyalty dies the moment you're humiliated on the one day that was supposed to be about you. That was the day I stopped being their daughter. That was the day I became their reckoning. The freeze was instantaneous. By morning, automated payments bounced. Rent, credit cards, and most crucially, my sister's tuition. By 9:30 a.m., an email landed in her inbox. Enrollment withdrawn. Payment failed. My phone buzzed immediately. My mother's voice on the other end, frantic, high-pitched. "What did you do?" "They've withdrawn her. She can't lose her place." I let her scream. Then calmly, I said, "I didn't do anything. I just stopped paying for people who disrespect me." There was silence, a heavy, suffocating silence. Then the sobbing started. But my plan wasn't finished with just freezing one account. Weeks earlier, the resentment had crystallized into a quiet resolve. I'd begun transferring small amounts to a new account they knew nothing about. My name was removed from joint liabilities. And then the final move, the one they never saw coming. I had co-signed for their loans. They'd begged me, telling me it was just paperwork. They signed. I co-signed. But what they didn't know was that I'd quietly bought out their debts months ago. Every loan, every payment, now in my name. By the time my wedding came, I didn't just pay their bills. I owned them. 3 days later, they came to my house, uninvited. My mother's eyes were red from crying. My sister stood beside her, defiant, as always. My father said nothing, but I could see the fear in his silence. "You can't just abandon us," my mother pleaded. "We're family." I laughed, a cold, harsh sound. Family doesn't humiliate me on my wedding day. Family doesn't drain me dry and call me a fraud. My sister stepped forward, unbowed. "You owe me. You wouldn't even have money if it wasn't for this family." I stared at her, the arrogance that had been nurtured in her for years, as if she had any right to demand more from me. Then I opened the folder on the table. Documents, loan agreements, transfers, every thread that had tied them to me. "I don't owe you anything," I said. You owe me everything. And starting today, you'll feel it. Their collapse wasn't immediate. It wasn't dramatic. It was slow, inevitable, crushing. The luxury resort membership? Gone. The car lease? Terminated. Creditors began calling. Interest piled up. Eviction notices started appearing. And my sister, the star student, tried to reapply to her university. But by then, universities don't wait. Her place? Gone. All because of one moment of mockery at my wedding. The same moment she thought was a joke. I didn't stop it. I didn't lift a finger. Sometimes, late at night, I replay that moment in my head, the wine splashing onto my dress, the gleam of satisfaction in her eyes, my mother's panicked excuses, and then the sound of my phone buzzing at 9:30 a.m., my mother's voice breaking as she realized the safety net was gone. That was the sound of balance being restored. Do I feel guilty? No. I feel free. They taught me my only worth was what I could give them. So I taught them what happens when the giving stops.